Hi there, and welcome back to the Yoga Library. In today's 30-minute practice, we are working through a slow and grounding practice, something quite floor-based, something very gentle. It's been very gray, very rainy, and I personally am feeling very low energy, so I'm looking to this practice to just help perk me up a little bit, but help support me in the state that I'm in. Sometimes we feel low, and that's fine. We want to turn to practices that are going to honor our energy. We don't want to fight it too much. We want to ride the wave. So grab straps, grab bolsters, grab blocks, grab anything that's going to enhance your practice. And if you are starting the playlist at the same time as I am, we're going to start it on the count of 1, 2, 3. And we're going to start in a child's pose. Taking your knees as wide as feels right, maybe mat distance apart, maybe a little wider, maybe a little closer. And you can rest your forehead on the mat, you can keep it lifted, you can press the palms, you can come onto tented fingers. The choice is yours. And when you do arrive in a place that feels like you're honoring yourself, for me that means a complete state of rest at the start of class, a release of energy. And so when you arrive, start to deepen your breath. Deepen your inhales, exhales. Start to connect to your breath. Start to notice your breath. Really allowing the breath to be your guide today. Without the breath, this practice becomes very challenging, very different as well, not at all as beneficial. Let's take an inhale. Exhale it out. Again, big breath in. Exhale it out. And we're going to walk our hands to the right side. And really start to ground through that left hip. So as you ground through the left hip, you really start to notice the length that you feel all along the left side of the body, from the left fingertips down to the hip. And then go ahead, walk your hands to the opposite side, same thing, but as you walk the hands to the left side, you're really grounding now through the right side and looking for that same space just all along the right. Beautiful. Breathe it back through center. And then you're going to lift the chest really gently. Look between the fingertips. Bend the elbows. Take it all the way through onto your belly, into a low cobra, tops of the feet on the mat. Gently lift the chest, maybe even lift the palms for a moment. Pressing back. Take a child's pose. We'll do a few more like that. Bend the elbows. Peel the chest all the way through. A slow glide all the way to the belly, tops of the feet on the mat. Lift the chest. Lift the palms. Palms back to press. Take that child's pose, really rippling through the spine on the way back. Again, elbows bend out to the sides. Tops of the feet on the mat. Lift the chest. Palms to press. Take that child's pose. And then one more time, again, the elbows bend out to the sides. We take it all the way through onto the belly, pressing into the belly this time. Interlace the hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers, lift through the chest. Try to keep the neck long, spine long. Hands underneath shoulders. Take that child's pose. And then tuck the chin to the chest. Start to draw the hands towards the knees. And as you tuck the chin to the chest, notice that you're rounding all the way through the spine, all the way until the palms reach the thighs. And then roll the shoulder blades down the spine, lift through the chest. And then round forward again. Start to exaggerate the movements. Rolling the shoulder blades back on the inhales. And then exhale again, start to round. Inhale, take the elbows out to the sides, lift through the chest. Exhale, take the right elbow over top of the left, once, maybe twice. Fingertips start to reach up to the sky. Breathing here. And again, take the elbows wide. This time, take your left arm over top of your right. Breathing here. Breathing to that space between the shoulder blades. Noticing if one shoulder feels a little bit more tight than the other. Take the elbows wide. Take your hands to heart center. Just take a moment here, close your eyes. Find an intention for your practice. Beautiful. And if sitting on the tops of the feet feels like a lot, you can always lift up, place the block under your bum. Otherwise, stay where you are. Take the right hand up and over the head, just above the left ear. Take the right ear to the right shoulder. And then start to reach your left arm away from you here. And if you want to, you can wrap the left arm behind the back onto the right thigh, if that feels nice. Let's switch sides. Take the left hand all the way up and over the right ear. Gentle pull so the left ear moves to the left shoulder and that right arm reaches away from you. Maybe you want to wrap the hand behind the back onto the left thigh. Beautiful. Take both hands to center, interlace your fingers, and then flip the palms and move them away from you. Start to round through the spine here. And then lift the arms up high to the sky. This time, you can lift the bum off the heels, flip the toes behind you. We're going to sit on the heels with the toes flipped. So we're coming into this little toe stretch. And then you're just going to take the hands, start to make circles behind the head. Exaggerating the movements, noticing the shoulders, see what feels tight. If you have to come off the toes at all, you're more than welcome to. Just come sit back on that block. We're going to switch directions with the hands. Beautiful. Then reach your hands up, start to make little fists with the palms. I'm just starting to energize the arms. Breathing through any sensations you find. Some of them might feel uncomfortable. 2 more breaths here. Shake it out. Release the feet. Sit back on the heels. And then take the hands by your knees. We're going to press into the palms. Press into the tops of the feet, lift the knees. And then you're going to flip the feet one at a time to the back of your mat. And then you're going to soften the knees, let the head be heavy. Grab hold of opposite elbows. Take a moment here. Have a little sway side to side. Softness in the knees. Grab or release both elbows rather. And then slowly rise one vertebrae at a time, head, neck heavy, and the last thing to rise. Notice the spine as you ripple. Each and every vertebrae unravels. On the inhale, breathe the arms up high. On the exhale, take the hands to center. And then inhale again, lift, lengthen, maybe add a little back bend this time. And then exhale, soften the knees, fold forward. Walk the hands out to a high plank. Take a moment there. Drop the knees, the chest, the chin, tailbone high. On the inhale, scoop forward, ripple forward into a low cobra. And when you exhale, take a downward facing dog. Palms press, hips lift to the sky. And just find a moment there. Softness to the knees, lifting up on the back of the knees and the thighs, feeling that lift behind the sit bones. We're gonna kick the right foot high to the sky, bend the right knee, open up wide. Taking 2 circles with that right hip flexor. So just moving it around in the joint. And then re-square the hips, look to the fingertips. Take a big step between the hands. Drop the knee to the floor. On the inhale, lift the arms up high. Take a moment here. Really pulling up on the front of the left thigh, so find that lift. And then frame the right foot, straighten out the right leg, half Hanumanasana. Beautiful. Bend into the right knee. Hands on the inside of the right foot. Flip the left toe, lift the left knee. Walk all the way to the back of the mat. You're going to bend into the left knee. Drop the right hip flexor towards the floor, the right knee. You're going to lift up, feel that length. And then we're going to try to move on to the elbows. See how that feels. Grab a brick if you need to. In through the nose. Out through the nose. Beautiful. Coming back onto the hands. Flip the right toe, lift the right knee. And then tuck that right knee all the way behind the left ankle. And don't worry if you're off the mat. Both sit bones on the ground. Take the left hand behind you. The right arm's going to lift. And then just hook that right elbow across. Take a twist. Breathe. And when you exhale, just counter twist to the right side. And then sitting back, so the hands come back behind you. Press into the right foot. So the left ankle's on top of the right thigh. Then spin the hands so they're facing the opposite way. So the fingertips are facing and pointing back behind you. You're going to lift the hips. And then when you tap the bum to the ground, let that right shin drop again. Take the left knee, stack it over the right. This is going to feel quite intense. Try to keep both sit bones on the ground. Reach the arms in front of you. And just take a moment, bow the head. A little movement side to side. See if you can move a little further down. Beautiful. Release from this posture. Plant the feet down. Lift the arms up, lift the feet up. I know you're facing the back, that's fine. You're going to cross the ankles, take your hands down, step it back into a high plank. Knees, chest, or chaturanga if you want to, if you're feeling up to it. Inhale to a low cobra. Exhale to your downward facing dog. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale it out the mouth. Left leg lifts to the sky. Bend the left knee, open up wide. Take 2 or 3 circles in that hip joint. And then re-square, look to the fingertips. Take a big step between the hands. Drop the right knee. Inhale the arms up high. You can grab hold of opposite elbows if you'd like. Just open up through the shoulders a little more. Frame the left foot, straighten the left leg, half Hanumanasana. Breathing behind the back of the left leg. Beautiful. Bending into the left knee, hands on the inside of the foot. Flip the right toe, lift the right knee, and then walk all the way to the front of the mat. Spinning onto that left toe. Come onto the fingertips. Just dip the left hip flexor down, the left thigh. Lifting up again, coming onto the elbows. Use your bricks if this is not appropriate for your flexibility. So if this feels really tight, just grab bricks. You can drop the back left knee. Breathe. And then coming up onto both palms. Flip left toe, lift left knee. Step it in and then behind the ankle. Right hand behind you, left arm lifts up. Exhale, hook to twist. Gazing over that right shoulder. Beautiful. Exhale, counter twist. And then sit back onto both sit bones. Hands behind you, fingertips pointing forward. Plant the left foot down, then spin the fingertips so that the fingertips are pointing behind you now. Press into the palms, lift the hips with this figure 4. Beautiful. Drop the bum to the ground. Let that left shin come back to the floor. And then take that right knee, stack it over the left. Try to aim for both sit bones on the ground. I know that feels tight. Just try your best. Sit on a brick if you need to. And then just walk the hands forward. Try to sink a little bit further here. Little wiggle side to side. Beautiful. On the inhale, lift up. Take the hands back. Plant the feet down. Inhale the arms up. Lean back. Let's take a little Navasana. Take a moment here. Cross your ankles. Take your hands down. Step it back to a high plank. Knees, chest, or chaturanga, whatever feels right. Low cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale it back. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale it out the mouth. Take your right knee to your right wrist for your pigeon. And just take a moment here, maybe supporting underneath of that right glute if you need to. Coming onto forearms, maybe taking your forehead on a brick. There's always a few layers to the brick as well. Breathe. In through the nose. Out through the nose. Beautiful. Coming up, slowly lift onto the palms. We're going to flip that left toe behind us. Step it back to our high plank. Knees, chest, or chaturanga, up to you. Low cobra or upward facing. Exhale it back. Left knee to left wrist for your pigeon. Same thing. Take your time. Try to find a place to rest your head if it feels right. Two more breaths here. Beautiful. Coming out slowly. Roll into the left hip, swing the right leg around. And then find some softness in the knees, maybe even a full bend in the knees if that feels right. Take your brick. We're going to place it underneath our forehead. And just allow yourself to rest. Ten breaths. I'm going to slowly rise off the brick. Keep the head and neck kind of heavy. Take it all the way slowly onto the spine, one vertebrae at a time. And then take your left knee into the belly. Let's twist. Take the left knee to the right side. Cactus the left arm wide. And then let's switch again. Coming back onto the hips, let the left leg release. Take the right knee into the belly. Take the right over to the left side for that twist. Take it back onto your spine. Take your knees into your belly. Take one last final squeeze in. And when you exhale, release. And just stay as long as you need here. And I'll say goodbye to you now, just so you can rest as long as feels right. But when you do leave, don't forget to finish off your practice. Roll to the right, close it out, revisit that intention. And don't rush to start whatever it is that comes next.